Hello and good afternoon, everybody. This is it. This is the first final of the first ever, well, we're calling it at the moment football dice game. But by the end of this stream, we will have an official name for the game itself. But it's our first final. We're going to be seeing Blues Dragonport County against Ethan's Bluebirds. And there was some talk potentially of there being a third and fourth place playoff, but I'm slamming that one for this occasion. For those who would like to see another game or want to compete in another game, because I know the losing semi-finalists, Newport Wanderers and Sheep FC, would obviously be delighted to take part in another game. Not to worry, because by the end of this stream, we will have organised our next tournament. So, hello, we got Blues already in. He's ready to go. One of our finalists there, Ryan, is in. The unlucky Atletico Madrista nearly made it to the semi-final, and I really think they could have done a job in the semi-final as well if they'd have got there. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be for them. But I'm sure Ryan and his Madrista team will definitely be competing in the next one that we do. Now, whether we decide to do a league, whether we decide to do another tournament, I think the best way forward would be to do a tournament, so we can work on things a little bit more. So when we do come around to doing a league, it is a foolproof sound game in itself. Because the other thing we're going to be discussing after this final is rule changes. Now, I've got some ideas of my own, and I got some, and I'd like to get some ideas from you guys as well. We're going to make this. We are going to make this a full-on addition to the Amber Army YouTube channel, and we are going to be giving people the opportunity to make this themselves, to play it at home, because it's easy enough to do. It's easy enough to do, but I will be putting out a video and showing people how. Well, we can't wait to have Atletico already. Haha, good man. So Blue saying nah, a league. Don't worry, mate. A league will be on the cards, but I think one more tournament just to see this through. I think another tournament would be the one. To be honest with you, mate, I think we have to look at another tournament first. We have to get this right before we can advance into it being a league format. But we want to get a few people in, because I know people. There we go. Newport Wanderers will be back. So, Labs, I'm wondering, did you pick up on the third and fourth place playoff? Because I know you messaged me after the semi-final night on Wednesday and requested third and fourth place playoff, and I did say that we'd try and fit it in. Personally, what I'd rather do is get the final done, get the tournament concluded, so we can spend some time. Hiya, Matthew, how's it going? So yeah, so we can spend some time making this game better for the next one. I think the more time we spend talking rule changes, the better this game will be for the next tournament we do. And then, if the game goes well in the next tournament and we can't think of any other way to make it better, then I think we can go for the league. But because we've developed a bit of a football dice game community here, I think you guys should all be part of having a say on how we take the game forward. So, Blue, I'm doing Diego Simeone style tonight. Ryan, I got a contract for you at Dragonport County. Reject or accept? Jeez. So, how many of you caught the showdown between myself and Michael on FIFA last night then? So, Labs is there, Dice Ball. I think that's going to be a winner, but we got to agree it as a community. We got to take votes and things like that. So, not so much votes, just get a general approval before we can go forward with anything. So if we are going to call it Dice Ball, I like the idea of Dice Ball. I think it's a perfect name. So we got Michael in as the Amber Army saying to play again soon. So, don't worry, mate. I'll be working on my defence and I'll be wiping the floor with you next time. Not to worry. I have a few ideas on rule changes. Good. I do too. I absolutely do. We want to make this game perfect. We want to make it absolutely sound. And anything we can do on rule changes, that's perfectly fine by me. So I believe our two competitors are actually in. Tommy T after this, like you said. Yes, Michael Green, I know you're out there. Tommy T tonight, 7 o'clock. I'm hoping that you're going to go forward with it. because I know your fans are absolutely drooling for more of you. Tommy T at 7, there we go, there's confirmation there. Make sure you guys tune in then. You know, you pestered him for an answer on it, make sure you tune in and watch him. Now he's doing it. So yeah, so our finalists are here. Personally, I'd say, if you want to go for it now, how about we kick this final off? So what I'm going to say is, from this moment now, I will be taking your allocations. So where are you allocating your points? You can get this show on the road, guys. Let's do it. Points allocations, I'm accepting them now. Okay, so Blue is saying 5 mid, 3 defence. Dragonport County is saying. Sorry, that is Dragonport County. Sorry, Dragonport County, you've got 5 mid. Defence 3. And what's the Bluebirds going? So no, he means what? Wrong one, wrong one. Alright, alright. Only thing is though, is if Ethan does come in with his before your new one, then he will get the first roll to see if he's the home team. 5 mid, 3 attack. Right, okay, so I'll accept that. 5 mid, 3 attack. Bluebirds, what are you going with? Bluebirds, what are you going with, mate? Go on, Ethan. Oh, 5 mid, 3 defence. So the way that'll work now, Ethan, I've got to make you aware, the way that this will work is if basically you're evening everything out across the field, except Blue will have an advantage on your goalkeeper. He will have an advantage on your goalkeeper. Now, because Blue changed his mind, I'm going to allow you the opportunity to change your mind. If you go 5 mid, 3 attack, yeah, you go 5 mid, 3 attack, you'll even it out across the whole pitch. And at the moment, you've got a deficit of 3 when it comes to the attack versus the goalkeeper. So, do you want to stick with 5 mid, 3 defence, or do you want to go with 5 mid, 3 attack, and then you'll nullify the game, so it'll be down to the dice rolls only? Oh, he's fine with that. Oh, well, give you the opportunity to take away a disadvantage there, mate. But if you think that you can still win the final with that disadvantage, then go for it. But you know, I mean, to be fair, you were quite fortunate with your dice rolls against Labs. But when he did get on your goal, he did score. It worked for him against me. Yeah, well, it shouldn't have. That's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. It shouldn't have. And the allocations, there is going to be something I'm gonna propose in potential rule changes with the allocations. To be honest with you, but I'm going to give you one last chance then, Ethan. If you're fine with that, then we'll go for it. But as it stands, you will have an automatic disadvantage attack versus your goalkeeper. It's worked all tournament. Who am I to argue, mate? Okay. So, let's swap these around. They're the wrong way around. That's the away dice cup. That's the home dice cup. And hopefully it works one last time. Well, I hope it doesn't cost you, mate. Got to edit the database on FM. I'm going to manage hashtag. I want to hashtag in the 9th tier. All right, okay. Are you going to be doing that as a series for us, mate? Right then. Let's kick this game off. There's 20 minutes on the clock. And before we kick that off, Blue gave me his first, so Blue rolls a 10 against a 6. So Blue's Dragonport County are going to be the home team and are going to have the kick-off. Bluebirds are the away team and will be defending their goal first. So this is it, the conclusion of our first ever, what I think is going to be called Dice Ball by the end of this stream. At the moment it's football dice game. But by the end of this, I reckon it's going to be called Dice Ball. So let's just start calling it that now for now until it's changed otherwise. So, our first Amber Army YouTube channel Dice Ball tournament. This is the final, and we're away. Right then, so Dragonport County are kicking us off here, and they roll an 8. Not a bad roll to start the game, but the intentions of Bluebirds on the back of their semi-final win. Oh, not very good. Oh, stolen massively. Home team take back possession. We're still in the centre of the park here. So, Dragonport can have another bite at it. 6 against 6. There's a scrap in the centre of the park to start with. And there's an 11, and that's more like it. Is that going to take them through? It is. Not all the way through. It's only going to be 1 because 11 only goes in 6 once. Close to being 2 though. And we got an 8 against a 7. They advance again. Dragonport County moving forward as we nearly close into the end of the first minute of this final. And it's a 9 roll. They're rolling well now. Oh, it's only a 6. They're going to get the first opportunity at goal. And they have got the +3 advantage against the goalkeeper. And it's a 7, so that's a 10 roll. Have we got an early lead? Yes, we have. It's 1-0 in this final. And Dragonport County take that early lead. And it's 1-0, but it's early doors. Yeah, we're only a minute and a half into the game. We all know what can happen in this dice ball. Now they've lost possession straight away. They did recoup a 3-goal deficit in the semi-final to get through to Bluebirds. And the home roll is a 9 against an 8. They advance. The home team are winning the rolls at the moment. They're really digging into this final. It's an 8 versus a 9, but Bluebirds, as we know from their semi-final, don't know when they're beaten. There's a 4 though, their possession roll is poor, and it's an 11. Possession stolen with absolute ease there. And the home team are going to get the opportunity to advance on goal yet again. And it's a 12, there we go, they could be in. They could be in here. It's a 7, so it's just about making it so they only advance 1. Dragonport County's possession rolls have been exemplary so far, but that's not so good. It's a 6 versus a 7, so they lose possession there. Right then, away team in possession, they're going to try and clear it now. It's a 7. Oh, versus a 2. So that means 7 goes into 2 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So now Bluebirds are going to get the opportunity to come forward now. Oh, and there's a 3. They're going to lose possession there with ease. Stolen from them. There's Dragonport County only roll a 4. They may lose it. Yeah, they have. Bluebirds are going to get another opportunity now to move forward. And it's a 9. That's more like it. Oh, but look at that for defending. It's a 12 roll. And Dragonport County is taking possession back. And they're going to try and move it forward, but they're struggling to get that ball out of there at the moment. They've lost possession again. They've given it away again. And the away team, Bluebirds, Ethan's Bluebirds, are going to try and come forward again. It's a 6 against... Oh, it's only a 4. They advance. Step by step, they're going to get in on goal. No, they're not. A 5 roll, I don't think is going to be enough. And a 7 roll confirms that. The home team take possession, but they're going to need to get rid of the ball a bit easier than that. It's an 11, and that's more like it. Versus a 10. They only advance 1. So the away team won't let them past that easy, but a 12 will certainly do them a lot of favours against... Oh, it's only a 3. Oh my God. How many times does 3 go into 12? That's 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is an absolute belter of a defence splitting ball, and they got the +3. We could be looking at another goal here. Oh, but it's only a 4. +3 is 7. What's the goal he got? Oh, it's only a 5, and it's 2-0. Dragonport County have taken a 2-goal lead now. But we all know having a 2-goal lead isn't necessarily enough to beat the Bluebirds. Bluebirds are going to take the ball with just over five minutes gone, or just under 5 minutes gone in this game. And it's a, so they're going to advance 1. No, they need a better roll than that. It's poor. That is a great defensive roll to take the ball back. And now the home team are going to have another opportunity. And it's a 9. It's splitting this midfield open now, but they're not going to do it with a 12 roll. That is a fantastic way to defy the onslaught of the home team. The 5 though, the possession rolls are poor. They cannot get the ball on their goal at all. They just can't seem to do it. And the home team, they're going to, oh, that's not a great roll against another 6. So we're going to need to re-roll that one. Home team rolls. Oh, that's more like it. That's an 11. We need a good roll now. Oh, it's just a 4. Every time there's 4 going to 11, that's 2. So they're back into the Bluebirds' half of Dragonport County with possession. And it's a 10. Against, oh, it's 10. They haven't won possession back, Bluebirds, but they're trying to stop Dragonport County from getting through. And it's a 5 versus a 6, so they will advance by 1. One more from another advantaged shot at goal, and an 11 is going to give them all the chance in the world of getting through. Yes, they're in on goal again. And what the home team doing? It's a 9. That means it's a 12 roll. Oh, a 10 roll is not going to be enough, and it's 3-0. Keeper got a finger to it, but that attack is absolutely blistering. What a start to this game by Dragonport County. So the away team will take possession from the midfield, and it is a 3. That's a 4 roll. And a 4 roll is taking possession back. And what they're going to do in possession, a 10. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. And is it a 7? It's not a massive advancement, but it's an advancement with the ball nonetheless. And a 7, not the best roll, but not the worst. Against a 7. It's trying to stop them from getting through, but they're struggling at the moment. And a 6 may not be enough. Oh, but it's a 3. Oh my God, it's 2, and they got another attempt at goal. You know, we said obviously the Bluebirds came back from a 3-goal deficit. Are they going to claw back from a 4-goal deficit? Can the keeper prevent that from happening? And the home roll is a 7, so that's a 10. That's a good shot at goal. Oh, the keeper's got it, but it's come back out. The keeper got a hand to it, but it's come back out to the attacker. And this time it's a 10. It's going to be a goal. It is a goal. The goal was gaping, it was there. And it is 4-0 in this final. We expected this to be a much closer affair, but it has turned out that it's 4-0. 4-0 now. And I can't help but think that if Ethan had taken us up on the opportunity to nullify the game out, that some of them goals may not have gone in. Right, so away team to take possession as we're nearing the halfway point of the match. And it is an 8. It's a bit better. It's enough to advance. This would be the ultimate comeback now. The ultimate comeback if they can do 4 goals. They did 3 against Labs' team with the same disadvantage, but the rolls just aren't going their way today. And this final could be over already. 6, not a great roll. They're going to lose possession. So are the Bluebirds going to get another opportunity now? And an 8 roll, that's better. It's much better against a 5, so they advance. I think it's the furthest they've got all game so far. They haven't managed to get an attempt at goal yet, and a 6 may not get them through. What's the defence got? Defence has only got a 5, now we're talking. This is the comeback on. The away team are going to get the opportunity now. And it's a 10, it's a good strike. What's the keeper got? Oh, he's got an 11, you've got to be joking me. Oh my God, that's got to be gut-wrenching for the Bluebirds. They lose possession. But are they going to get another bite at it? An 8 roll may say that they won't, but it's a 10. The attacker has come out of nowhere and has stolen the ball, and he's going to get another opportunity to shoot a goal. What's the shot going to be like? It's a 7. The goalkeeper caught off guard. No, he's not. He takes that ball with ease. Great keeping again, but he needs to get rid of the ball better this time. Right, so a 10 roll will help him get that ball away against a 7 roll, and he gets an 8 to play from the back. Home team in possession. So it's a 6 against a 9. The away team has stolen possession away. They need a good roll now. An 8 could get them through on goal. It does get them through on goal. They're going to get another chance now. Is the comeback on? It's a 12. My God. Oh, it's in. There we go. The comeback is most definitely on. 4-1. And this final is not over yet. So the Bluebirds dice rolls are turning just like they did in their semi-final. Find themselves 3 goals behind now. And the home team have only rolled a 3. Have they got them rattled? Bluebirds are trying to steam forward now. A 7 roll is not going to be enough. I think they're up against a different team here in Dragonport County. And a 7 for the whole home team against a 9. The Bluebirds are still defiant. They are refusing to give up, but that is not a good enough possession roll. That's never in a million years going to be a good enough possession roll. That is bad, mate. Bad. I'm still stuck in the centre of the park, and that could get forward now. It will get forward as Dragonport County look to... Oh no, where's the goals gone? The Scottish are back. There we go. So, Dragonport County are going to try and restore their 4-goal lead, but they're not going to with rolls like that, and the away team still have a shake now. They need a good roll now. It's a 7. May not be enough. It's enough to move forward by 1 though, back in the dead centre of the park. And the Scottish are trying to get to our goals again. The away team... Oh, it's a poor possession roll. And they, as expected, they lose possession again. Home team have it again. You roll an 8 against a 9. I mean, they're doing a lot to get the ball back, but they're not doing enough to get it forward. And they roll a 10 this time. This could be interesting. What's the home team got? It's a 7. So it's in the home team half now. Bluebirds trying to get forward again. And a 9 is a decent roll. It's a good roll. Against, an 11. That's great defending. Dragonport County have brought their defensive game with them today. And although they've conceded a goal, they're not letting up like Labs' team did. But the Bluebirds aren't giving up like they, again, like against Labs' team. And the away team roll an 8. Is that enough to get through? It is enough to get forward by 1. Are they going to get in on goal? They may. It's an 8. Against a 5, they're in on goal. And the comeback could well be on. What's the away shot looking like? It's a 6. It don't look like it's a good enough shot. It's not a good enough shot. Home team take possession back. And they miss out on it. Again. Home team, can they get the ball away? It's a 6. There may be an opportunity. There is an opportunity. They are going to get another shot at goal. Bluebirds strike again. It's a 7. What's the home goalkeeper got? He's got an 8. He's going to take the ball back. He's got to get rid of it better this time. All the Bluebirds are going to smell blood. It's a 6. May not be enough. It's a 7. They are going to get another shot. Bluebird strike. It's just a 4. No. Of all the times... it's a 4. Goalkeepers let it spill back out. Is it another bite of the cherry for the away team? It's a 6. Against a 7. Goalkeeper mops it up this time. But this time he needs to get bloody rid of it. Home team rolls a 7. Against a 2. Oh, bloody hell. 7. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. So they've managed to clear it right up to the centre of the park. Home team rolls a 9. Against a 6, they're going to get into the away team half, and time is starting to run out now. for the Bluebirds. Time is definitely not on their side. A 6 roll could be on their side because it is on their side when they roll an 11 as a defensive roll. But now they need a good ball through now. And what they got an 8. Oh, it's a 2. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they've split that defence open. And this time they need a better shot at goal. What they've got a 7. And home team rolls a 4. There we go. The comeback is definitely on. It's 4-2. The lead is now halved from what it was at 4-0. It's 4-2. And it's deja vu for the Bluebirds. 4.5 minutes left. Can they do it? Home team rolls just a 6. Can they steal? No, they don't. The home team moves forward. They need to put the game to bed. And I think one more goal will kill the game. It's an 8 against. Oh, it's just a 6. They are advancing. They are advancing now. Home team, what they got? It's another 8. What's the away team got in defence? It's a 10. They've won the ball back. They've stopped the advancement. And can they get the ball forward again? It's a 9. That's a good roll. What's the home team got? A 9 themselves. Away team rolls an 8. What's the home team got? They've got a 9 again. They're stealing the ball in a very dangerous area. And is this the moment? It's a 9. It could well be. Oh, it's a 7. They're in on goal. And this could be game over. We could be looking at the new champions already. +3 advantage. It's a 6. That's a 9 roll. What's the away team got? An 8. Oh no, the comeback is dead. And it's 5-2 in favour. And the thing is, you look at that and you look at that roll. If Ethan had taken us up on our offer, that wouldn't have gone in. But is that game over? I'm sure the Bluebirds will deny that it is. They roll an 8. Against a 4, they're going to move forward 2. It's a 9. And they're in again. Are they going to strike back instantly? It's a 6. Oh, they have. They've only gone and done it. It's 5-3. And for me, there's 2.5 minutes left. There is still time. Home team in possession from the kickoff. They got to not lose the ball now. It's an 8 against a 5. They move forward 1. Home team with a 10. Away team with an 8. Are they going to get in on goal again and kill the game off once and for all? Put it beyond date in a 10 roll. That's when you want the big rolls. A 10 roll against an 8 and they are in on goal. This will be game over now. And the strike of goal, it's a 5. So +3 is an 8 against a 2, and that is got to be the tournament there. That's got to be. It's 6-3, and I don't think 1 minute and 50 seconds is enough time for the Bluebirds to claw their way back in this one. But a 12 roll from the kickoff against a 6 roll. They're going to move forward by 2. What's the away team going to do now? It's only a 5, and they've lost possession. And I think that is the tournament then. Home team are rolling a 10. They're going to get the ball forward by the looks of it. Oh no, it's a 10. The away attackers are trying their best. They don't see this game as over, even though it's got to be now. That's a 9 against a 5. Oh no, that's only 1. Home team still in possession. It's a 6 as we enter the last minute against a 7. Is there a way of at least reducing the lead? A 6 versus a 7. So no, they lose possession. I think we're going to be seeing time out now. We're getting to the last 40 seconds of the match. And it's an 8 versus a 7. It's back into the centre of the park. Just waiting for that final whistle to go now. 7 versus a 10. Take possession back, but there's not going to be enough time for them. A 10 versus a 5. They're going to move forward 2. is there a chance to get one last consolation goal? But a 3-goal is not going to do it for them. And they've lost possession again. Home team in possession with an 8 versus... And there it is, the final whistle. We've got to finish off the attack. It's a 9 versus a 6. So we've never ever seen it. This would be a stoppage time goal. We've never seen one before. Is it going to be? Is the final going to bring us our first ever win? Home team rolls a 7 against a 2. Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3. And this could be it. Our first ever injury time goal is going to be. It is 100% going to be, and there it is. Game is wrapped up. 7-3 in the final, and that is the final, the last kick of the game. Last kick of the game. It's game over, and our new champions with an emphatic 7-3 victory. What an entertaining game, and an emphatic 7-3 victory. Our new champions, or tournament champions, are Dragonport County from Blue the King. So Blue, congratulations, mate. Well done. But that was some tournament, and ended in emphatic style. But sorry to say, Ethan, but I think you should have taken us up on that offer, because I think it would have been a much closer game if you had done. But so Labs wanted Blue to win. Everyone against the Bluebirds. That's a bit bad, that is, mate. Come on. So there we go. God, I can't catch up with all this, guys. I got to scroll it all. Jesus Christ, guys. Right then, so Blue the King wants to have a speech. Wants to say something special. Go for it, mate. Tournament champions, go for it. Commiserations, mind you, to the Bluebirds and Ethan. You played a fantastic tournament, and I really feel for you. But if you want to say something special, Blue, you can go for it. You do it, my friend. As I just sort of wrap some of this up, because I got to move all this stuff out the way so I can put this back on my table, so we can carry on the stream as basically in the way that I would do it. So Ethan had his final against Labs. I suppose that was your final, but you would have stood so much more of a chance in that if you would have taken us up on our offer. I don't want to dwell on it too much, Ethan, but you know, you shouldn't have stuck to your guns on that one. There are times where you should, times where you probably shouldn't. That was one of those times where you probably shouldn't have done it, mate. But you live and learn though, mate. That's the thing. You do live and learn. So as I clean this up, Blue, you say what you need to say, my friend. But then I have something to say once I finish doing this now. Ugh. I'm going to just push all that up there in a minute. Right then. Let me just do this. I'll adjust everything once I'm done in my ear. Where's it going? Right, so I've got a nice fresh bit of paper there to start writing down potential rule changes. But what I need to do is adjust this this tripod a minute, so I can put it into Sunday stream mode. So if it's a bit wobbly, apologies in advance on that one. Just trying to get all the legs back up, you know. Oh, I'm managing it though. Slowly but surely it's going. There we go. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of our first ever, well, that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to raise to you. But where's Blue's speech? So rule changes are now. We are going to make sure that, basically what I want to get from this is to get an official name, agree on all the rule changes so I can make that official, and then agree when we're going to kick off our new tournament. So I mean, it has to be within my schedule because I've been off this week, which has made things easy for me to do this. But I am going to be back in work next week, so I don't know exactly how things, and especially when it all goes back to normal, I don't know how we're going to do things then. But I'm sure we'll do it. I mean, we'll make the most of Saturdays and everything like that. So the first thing is, are we all agreeable on dice ball? I like it. It was Labs' idea. I like dice ball. I put it in chat. Right, so Blue, we don't see your long speech, mate. We really don't see it, mate. We don't see it. Dice ball I like too. Can't see it, Blue, yeah. So dice ball. So today is the birth of dice ball. So well done, guys. I'm really happy with that. So don't put caps. There's a good point. That could well be the reason why your long-winded speech hasn't come up. So if you want to put your speech down in something, if you want to send us a message to the Amber Army, I can put it out in a video for you. Because when it comes to kicking off the new tournament, I am going to have to do a separate video on that. So when I do that video, I will put that in. So yeah, scroll up. Yeah, mate, it haven't come up. It really hasn't. Before you said that, it was just a post where you asked if you could put it in the speech, so no one else could really see it. Right then. So I'm going to suggest. So Labs, that's a good point, mate. Right, who's going to suggest ideas first? So we're calling it dice ball. Now I've got a few ideas on rule changes. First of all, when you give your defence a 3, you automatically give your goalkeeper a 3. So I think, yeah, if your defence is 3, I think your goalkeeper should be goalkeeper / defence. So we're all saying a half time, 10 minutes. So swapping points at half time. So Labs are saying, no, that's a bit unfair, I reckon. Well, not really, because if someone's putting a 3 in defence and someone's putting a 3 in attack, you're going to get an advantage there where everything else gets nullified. I think goalkeeper should be. I think I think defence, it should be defence / goalkeeper, because to make it fair, if you look at the amount of different the keeper and defence. So keeper and defence will be as 1. So it'll be goalkeeper / defence. There we go. This is Blue's speech. Let's just have a look at that a minute. Blue the King, thanks to everyone for the support and games. Also, thanks Taff, and thank you. Good luck all next time. Thanks all. Good luck. Perfect. So yeah. So half time. So what we'll have, rule changes. Going to be 2 halves of 10 mins. Second one is points allocations can change at half time. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. I'll let Leanne deal with that one. Oh. What we got? Who's there? Right. I don't know who that was.
Just drove in the van.
Someone in a van. Right then, so points. So what we got is 2 halves of 10 minutes. I think you're all quite unanimous on that. Points allocations can change at half time. Now the third thing, what I'm suggesting is goalkeeper and defence should be as 1. So if I show you now, right, I'm going to show you all the different spaces that are on there, and you can work this out yourselves now, right? So all the different spaces here, you've got goalkeeper versus attack. So goalkeeper is only on there once. So if you get a 3-point or 5-point allocation on your goalkeeper, what I think about that is that your goalkeeper only appears on 1, right? Defense versus attack. Then there's midfield and defense versus midfield and attack. Then there's midfield versus midfield. So you see what I'm getting at here? Midfield and attack versus midfield and defence. Attack versus defence. And then goalkeeper versus attack. So the attack comes up. Your attack will come up on 3 different areas. Your midfield will come up on 3 different areas. Your defence, on the other hand, comes up in 2 different areas. And your goalkeeper comes up in 1. Now, if you put the goalkeeper in the defence, then your goalkeeper / defence come up in 3 areas. Your midfield comes up in 3 areas. Your attack comes up in 3 areas. So do you see what I mean? That way, if you allocate to a certain position, it's not going to give anybody else any unfair advantage. Personally, I think it would be unfair. It's like, you know, in that game, I know Ethan was quite defiant on keeping on to the tactics that won him. Ethan, but an outfield player could play in all positions, but a keeper only plays in net. So personally, I think it should be by itself. But that's the thing, Taff helping the defence coaches, yeah. But that's what I'm saying, is that I think for a game itself, I mean, I think we're looking too much into the fact that it's a tactical thing, rather than looking at it as a as a game fairness thing, evening the advantages out correctly. I think to even the advantages out correctly, we gotta have it defence and goalkeeper as one, because that advantage comes up in 3 areas. The midfield advantage comes up in 3 areas, and the attack advantage comes up in 3 areas. So that way, everybody's given their midfield a 5, and that's because the midfield seems to be the focal point of the whole game. But then people were reluctant in giving their defence anything, because even if they get through the defence, your goalkeeper's vulnerable if their attack is up. So if someone goes +3 on attack, and you don't give the goalkeeper, I think it's suicidal to give it to the goalkeeper. Personally, I think it is. It's absolutely suicidal to give it to the goalkeeper. Because you're just losing so much allocation elsewhere. If your goalkeeper and defence has it, it's easy to give it to your defence, and that way people might give a 5 to somewhere other than a midfield. Because at the moment, the way the game is, you'd be mental not to give a 5 to your midfield. When now you change it this way, people might be a bit more open to giving a 5 to the defence / goalkeeper. People might be a bit more open to giving their 5 to attack / well, it's just attack. So do you see what I'm getting at? I'm actually strenuating this quite strongly, that to improve the game going forward, to improve the tactical allocation, we have to include the goalkeeper in with the defence allocation. So we'll hang that one on the fence. We'll hang that one on the fence for now. But I do think, so Ethan's saying, or do what you said, Taff, but instead 3 points, or do 2 or 1 points keeper. That's the thing. I don't want to give too many allocations out. So I got 2 people approving with what I'm saying there. I know Labs has a different idea, so I think before we put this one to any kind of vote, I think we should listen to what Labs has got. So go for it, because I got an interesting one to come actually as well. I got a very, very interesting one to come, but I want to see what Labs have got to say. I don't think giving out additional allocations will be the right way to go about it. I think if you split allocations, if you make it so you got 8 points to just give out to whoever you want, I think that'll get too complicated, because it's one thing I found quite difficult is making sure I was getting the right allocations in the right areas. And when you're trying to get the game moving quickly, because if someone's 2 goals down and they want to get back into the game and you can't get your allocations right and you're taking too much time to work it out, it slows the game down. And we don't want to slow the game down. We want the allocations to be as simple as they can be. So, Labs, I'd like to know what your different idea is, because your different idea might fix things better. You know, and then we'll work out, because I personally think the way to even it out and make it fair is to make it defence / goalkeeper an entire allocation. So we're just waiting for Labs to pop in what he thinks should be done. But then while while Labs is typing that out, I got another one. All right, here we go. I think we need to ban people picking 5 points from midfield, only have a maximum of 1 space forward from the centre, as people are putting 5 on midfield and 3 on attack. I think putting 5 on midfield and 3 on attack, I don't think there's any particular problem with that personally. I don't think it's right to ban people from picking 5 points in midfield if that's where they want to allocate their 5 points. And then the spaces forward are just purely down on the dice rolls, and they're like, you know, like superb once in a lifetime through balls. They don't happen overly often, but then, you know, like the dice roll of a 2 when you're defending could be a defensive error. Yeah, but see, I know what you mean, mate. Yeah, so people tend to put 5 in midfield because that's the best area to put it. But I think if you combine the goalkeeper and defence, that'll solve that problem, because somebody may be more open to putting 5 on goalkeeper and defence, because there's 3 areas at the back where they get that extra protection. Do you see what I mean? And then if they put their 3 in attack, I know if someone else has got a bigger midfield, but once there's attack and goalkeeper, attack versus defence and goalkeeper, then in the last 2 spaces, they've got that extra protection. So your Diego Simeone masterclass could well be a 5 defence, a 3 midfield. So what are you saying there? There's no thought process as you have to put 5 there. If you only put 3 there, you'll always lose possession. Not always, mate. Not always. I mean, if you put 3 in midfield and 5 in defence, you know, and went Diego Simeone style, then you could end up just winning the game on the back of that. That allocation could win you the game. Because all it takes is a couple of decent dice rolls to score a goal. So George Bassett, there's a new face. How's it going? But do you understand where I'm coming from there? Right, so I'm going to put it out to a vote, right? What I'm going to say is, so Blue, stuff I'm saying isn't coming up. Oh, that's come up at least, mate. That's come up, so you're okay there. So Blue, so guys, the only thing is, I know everyone will just go 5 def, 3 mid to stop the ball getting anywhere near you. But that's just called parking the bus, mate. That's just like a tactical ploy that's used quite a lot in football these days. That would be parking the bus, a 5 defence and a 3 mid. I think if you got it you could put 5 in attack and 3 in mid, and then that will nullify the game and make every dice roll even again. So I definitely think that could be the way forward. I definitely think combining the goalkeeper and defence for your allocation could be the way forward. So I'm going to put this out to vote then. Can I send you a message to Kainty1 saying my full speech? Yes, you can, mate. Absolutely, 100% Blue. You definitely can. Definitely can. I'm down to try it out. Maybe doing it will make me see the... Yeah. But the point I wanted to make is that across 7 different sections, from goalkeeper from attack versus goalkeeper one side to attack versus goalkeeper on the other, there's 7 spaces. There's 7 spaces on there, right? And on there then, on those 7 spaces, between it all, attack is used 3 times, midfield is used 3 times, defence is used twice, and goalkeeper is used once. But if defence and goalkeeper were together, they would be 3 times. So each section is used 3 times on the pitch. That way, an allocation, no matter where you put it, is going to be strong somewhere. If you put a 5 goalkeeper, you'd save shots all day, but eventually one of them are going to have to get through. But you would just never ever get the possession. You just never ever get the possession to go up the other end and score, as we saw with. Right, so I don't think this rule should be used in a tournament without a practice. Right, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do then, right? We will do a practice match stream. We will do, and I'll pick 2 teams at random to compete in it based on who comes on that stream. But we'll do that before I put out the official video to launch the new tournament, okay? But are you happy that for the time being, we'll apply goalkeeper and defence will be 1 allocation? Right then. Now I want you to digest a new proposition. Because I haven't got the time today to obviously do the practice match now, but I may even conduct my own practice match or a couple of practice matches Matthew, what are you saying here? When you have 8 points instead of having 3 for one position and 5 for another, you have... Right, so I mentioned this earlier, Matt, actually. If we split that, right, so yeah, 5 mid and 3 attack can be an allocation, Blue. But Matt, when you split those 8 points down, it makes the whole thing very, very difficult to keep hold of. So when you split that allocation down across all of the positions, it really does make it very, very difficult for me to work out where the advantages and disadvantages are. And I might make mistakes. And if I make mistakes, then that'll mean that the game isn't correctly played out. And if I'm spending too much time working things out on each different advancement, it's going to slow the game down. The thing that I think that made this game so good in this tournament was how we had... yeah, I know what you mean, Labs. You want to make it official and then have it fail. I personally don't think it will fail. I think it is something that we should have done from the very beginning, and that tournament would have been even better. But for me, with Matthew's point, the fact that these games were able to be played out so quickly, that was what made it so good. Now, if you split that allocation down and make it really difficult for me to work out where the allocations are throughout the game will slow right down. It really, really will slow down. So yeah, I definitely think that we should keep things how they are with allocating a 5 and a 3. So am I having a team? No, I'm like the official. I'm the referee, mate. You know, I'm the one doing the whole thing. I could rig the thing to make my team win if I wanted to. I wouldn't do that. But no, I don't want to have a team. I mean, I wouldn't stop Leanne from entering a team, maybe. But no, the thing is, I want to do this so I can bring it to you guys. You know, I just wanted to bring a bit of enjoyment, you know, something to help you guys pass the time and enjoy something while we're in this lockdown. But as it turns out, we've stumbled across something that's pretty damn fucking good, you know. So in the video, I'm going to put out a video that is going to be a bit of a tutorial on how to make this yourself. I'm going to alter the rules and put the rule changes in. I'm going to put the rule changes in and then basically have at it. Right. A midfield defence, make it just midfield. Now, I like the fact that you split things up, you know, where the midfield and defence will be working together, because they do. Attack and midfield will be working together, and then it breaks off the just attack, then it breaks off the just defence. You know what I mean? I think the 7 zones and the positions that play out in those zones, I think that's already fine. I just think the only issue we had was goalkeeper being an allocation, which if you allocate to your goalkeeper gives you a major possession disadvantage. If that ties in with the defence, it doesn't. So I think... So Sammy's made his way in. What was the prize? That's the thing. We haven't got anything yet because we haven't been able to get anything in. So Blue does win a prize, and I think I definitely want to send something to Ethan as a runner-up. Something small, but yeah, there we go. Now, I've got to run something else by you now then, guys. Another potential rule change. What I think is when the goalkeeper makes a save and has possession, how often does the goalkeeper just give the ball away to the attackers? Now, it happens from time to time, but what I think should happen is if a goalkeeper wins a dice roll when the goalkeeper's in possession, it should automatically go straight up to the centre circle. You know, as if they're kicking the ball out of their hands. I know teams like to play from defence, but if you have the option between kicking the ball up to the midfield and playing it out to the defence and working your way up slowly, I know you would all take it to start from the centre circle. If your goalkeeper makes a save, the goalkeeper's got to win his possession dice roll, but if he does, the ball goes to the centre circle with you in possession. So Labs agrees with that one. If you all agree, then I'll note it down. So if a goalkeeper wins a possession roll, the ball goes up to the centre circle. Blue, your prize will be a county thing. Don't you worry. Mark my words on that. You will be receiving something Newport County. Too many times the keeper gives it away. Yeah, this was something I was thinking when the goalkeeper just kept. Remember, the goalkeeper would win a roll and then go to the defence, and the defence would lose. And you're thinking, when it's all the way back there, that's a long way to win a series of dice rolls to get, you know, because you tend to find that you're tucked into your own half too often. So Blue, yes, I still have your address. So everyone seems to be quite unanimous on that. So if GK wins possession roll, the ball goes to centre spot. There we go. So that's how I lost the Bluebirds, because you was backed in your own half too often. So that first tournament was a bit of a guinea pig tournament, but it was still, you know, the first one we ever done together, and it was still quite memorable, and it was still really enjoyable. Now, couldn't get it away. No, exactly, mate, and that's probably why. Because the thing is, from the centre circle, all you need to do is lose your possession on the kick-off then, and you're back in the same position again. And if your goalkeeper is stuck and you can't get it away, you know, it's just going to be, you know, roll after roll. You know, the goalkeeper can give it away. Can't say side players would work. No, so having side players wouldn't work. Wide players, no, that wouldn't work. It is literally goalkeeper slash defence, midfield, attack. I mean, if you try to overcomplicate this game, you're going to take something out of it, I think. And a lot of that is going to be the gameplay, the fact that we're able to do it quickly, we're able to make it fast. So we've established two things then. Well, we have established two things. We've established that this is now called Dice Ball, which is great. The birth of Dice Ball is today. So thank you for being a part of that. The second thing is 4 rule changes. So we're going to have 2 halves of 10 minutes. Points allocations can change at half time. Goalkeeper and defence will be 1 allocation together. And then if goalkeeper wins possession roll, the ball goes to the centre spot. So they do, the goalkeeper kicks the ball forward. But they need to win that possession roll. Alright? Or, I'll tell you what. Right. So the goalkeeper wins possession. If the goalkeeper wins possession roll, even if their roll is like a 12 against a 2, it still only goes to the centre spot. No additional movements for higher rolls. But the one thing I'm tempted, now you can shoot me down on this one if you want. The one thing I'm tempted to do on this one is to, if the goalkeeper saves, then it automatically goes to the centre spot. I don't know. Do you think that could be the best thing to do? Is if the goalkeeper makes a save, the goalkeeper makes a save. So the goalkeeper makes a save, he'll automatically give the possession up, so that he'll automatically bang the ball forward. What do you think of that? So make the final 30 minutes to make it feel special. I understand where you're coming from on that, but then at the same time, you know, they don't make the World Cup final 50-minute halves instead of 45-minute halves, so they, you know what I mean? I don't think the final will be more special by adding more time to it. I mean, you know, everyone's got the same time restrictions on games, no matter what. It's a 45-minute game in real life. For us, it's a 10-minute half game, you know, as it's going to be from here on in. So Ethan, how do you think of this game? Well, I've actually mentioned this a couple of times before. You must have missed it. I was listening to TalkSport the one day, and they were playing a football dice game where they would make a roll, and then, you know, they would, you know, that roll would count for where the ball was going, you know, to a particular, and then if you roll a 2, like a 1 would represent one thing, a 2 would represent another. But I personally think, well, if you get a 6, it should be the best thing, but it wasn't. I'm thinking, yeah, but if you've got a 6, you know, you could roll a 6, and then, you know, that should give you the best opportunity, surely. I just started thinking, like, you know, they're doing a dice game. I think I could come up with a better dice game, and it's just through trial and error where I've come up with the actual zonings and everything like that. You know, made the posts I made on the table. I thought it'd be better to do it on a coffee table like the one that I got, and you know, and I thought a dice roll. I thought personally, I think there should be a double dice, so it could be closer or further apart, and then all the rules just fell into place really. And it's got this little squashy football then to you know, sort of be the ball. So it's a little, you know, soft toy type football, and then they're just basic plastic cups, and as you'll see that's got the remnants of an A on there. So you can see, so I wrote A on there, where my hands have been all over it so many times. That was an A, and as you'll see, there was a H on that one. So the home team role, away team role. I can't think of how to do it neutral, because someone's got to have the advantage of getting the kick-off. But the way we can do it, well, I don't know, home has to bring some kind of advantage to it, being at home. But then I think from there on, if we're going to have two halves, then someone's going to get the kick-off in the first half, and someone's going to get it in the second. I personally think that we should roll for who starts with kick-off. The home team will just be the home team, the away team will just be the away team. I don't know. I like talking crap. So keepers could parry it to attackers, yeah. So see when we've had shots. That have been an even roll. Now, if it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't go in, it doesn't go in. If the keeper saves it and holds on to it, then it doesn't go in. If it's an even roll, say the attack rolls a 6 and the keeper rolls a 6, then that's where I think it should be like a parrying back out to an attacker. If the goalkeeper gets possession, I think they should automatically be able to kick the ball forward. But yeah, I think they got to earn it. So I think I'm talking crap on that one. I just thought it was an idea to throw it. I still don't see this defending thing really. As if your opponent puts 5 on defence and the keeper, you need to have 5 in attack and leave the defence unguarded. Not necessarily, mate, no. Because at the end of the day, we've seen dice rolls where people have won by more than 5. It was difficult when someone had an 8 allocation. Now that was different altogether, because you literally needed your opposition to roll a 2 for you to even have a chance, really. I think if you've got an advantage of a 5 or a 3, I don't think it's a major advantage. A 3 is not a massive advantage, but it does help. I think a 5 is a major advantage, which really does help. And then an 8 is just mental. But the way this will work out, it'll work out that nobody has an 8 advantage anyway. Nobody will have an 8 advantage anyway, because you've got to, unless you give your allocation to just defence or just attack. But even then, so what's that? Guess who just run past? Liana's saying who? Matty Dolan. Hey, Matty Dolan just run past my flat. There you go. He lives on the same estate as me. So does Ryan Broom from Cheltenham Town. But yeah, there's nothing, lads. I mean, kind of kills the fun of allocation. Yeah, but the thing is, it makes a goalkeeper a pointless allocation spot. Having a goalkeeper is pointless. A pointless allocation spot. You'll never allocate to your goalkeeper because it's suicide. But you'll wish you had some allocation for your goalkeeper. I'm not being funny, but in that last one, one wanted to go defensively, one wanted to go attacking, and there was an advantage. That should have nullified the game really, but there was an advantage, and it basically means that people have worked out that if you give your goalkeeper any allocation, it can push you at an automatic disadvantage no matter what on possession. If you give your defence an allocation, it automatically push you at a slight disadvantage. So people are going to shy away. So we're going to be in a position where people are just going to be giving me midfield 5, attack 3 every time. And that's how it's always going to be. No one really should touch their defence. After seeing what happened in that final, people would be high if they want to give their defence anything. But if it was defence and goalkeeper, then maybe they will. So it gives the opportunity for a diverse allocation. So people would think, well, I'd like to give my defence a 5, but it doesn't give my goalkeeper any protection if the attack does get through. And the attack could get through. If the attack has a +3 allocation, it's going to be an automatic advantage on the goalkeeper. So I hope you understand that. So, Super Matty Dolan, yeah. We'll now be in a position where everybody's given 5 defence and midfield 3, though. I feel like, yeah, mate, if they do give 5 defence and 3 midfield, all it takes is for you to give, 5 attack, 3 midfield, or 5 midfield, 3 attack. It'll be interesting then. It'll be interesting. But, people to give their allocation how they want, but at least defence becomes a viable, good allocation then, with the goalkeeper on side with it, and it eliminates that one pointless allocation. Do you get what I mean? But I think that's enough for the rule changes now. So we've come up with 4 rule changes that will make this game better. once we play it out with these rule changes, then yeah, I think it could be an offside rule now. Fuck off, Mike. Don't now. You're gonna make this awkward now. Yeah. So there we go. Dice board is now born. We have 4 rule changes that are going to make the game great. I'm sure it is. And now we're going to be doing some kind of practice match to make sure that the allocations are right. Personally, what I'd rather do is conduct my own experiment. Throw-ins and corners. Oh, don't you start as well, lads? Jeez. When's the next one of these? Right, now, guys, I'm going to announce it very soon. Very, very soon indeed. I may even do it in TAF Live tomorrow. But what I need to do is put out a video which indicates the rule changes, the name. Is it TAF Live? I'll send you a message on Twitter. No worries, Matt. Happy days. All the rule changes, everything, and when, and of course when the next tournament's going to be. So I'd wait for that, but it is going to come out very soon. What I may even do is do that video as a separate recording early tomorrow, and then do the TAF Live to see what people think of it, and then we'll take we will take entries then. And the way I see it, what I'd like to be able to do is to start it. I'd like to start it by next Saturday. The first of the group games to come in next Saturday. But if there's too many teams, if too many teams, I think if 16 or more teams enter, I think we have to have a knockout round. I think we do have to have it as a knockout, a two-legged. Well, no, a knockout, just a straight knockout. I think, because it will just drag on. If there's more than the 2 groups, I've learned from doing this one. This took a couple of weeks to do. If we try to do it with more, then it'll take more than just a couple of weeks to do. So I'm glad that you guys got the opportunity to have an input on the future of this game. I'm glad we concluded our first tournament and we crowned our first champion. And we're going to have another tournament. And then, after that tournament, we will, and I mean we will, have a league. Okay? So yes, Mike, you have to come in on your own channel, not as the Amber Army. But what I may have to do is grant some people moderator status, because a lot of our moderators who we used to have don't tend to come anymore. I haven't seen Bobby Beckford for a long time, and he's a moderator of ours. I have to grant some people moderator status. I have to work out how to do it without, giving away our password and stuff like that. So I know Chris Ball knows how to do it. So Labs, funny enough, I had you in mind for it. So as soon as I can find out how to do it, I'll grant you a moderator status. Okay, mate? Oh, Leanne's saying that she'll do it. You need to create a YouTube channel first. There we go. So, Michael, yes, I'll allow you to be a moderator too, as you are a creator anyway. And that goes to anybody else if they ever want to be creators, mine. I'll tell you what, right, we'll go with our more longer serving regulars, Matthew, Labs, and obviously Michael, because he's a creator. Once I'm able to, I'll grant Matthew. Blue, I love the enthusiasm, mate, but I don't think you're quite ready to be a moderator of ours yet. One day, maybe. Obviously, I know that you're a bit younger, of course. If you want to be a creator, you'll have to come to me and let me know what you're looking to do. As Michael did. Michael came to me and said he wanted to start a FIFA series. Great. We've been waiting for a FIFA series. And it so far has been successful. But if you want to create for the channel, you have to come to me with your idea and how you look to do it. And then we'll have a look to see what we can do for you then, okay? But anyway, guys, that concludes our stream for today. Thank you very much for being a part of it. That was the conclusion of our first ever tournament. That was great. Absolutely great. There we go, FM series coming soon from Michael there. Looking forward to that. Can't wait. And I'm looking forward to the next, the very next Dice Ball tournament. And I will be putting everything out shortly, very shortly. If not, if I feel like doing it tonight, I'll do it tonight. Or if not, it's going to be tomorrow, okay? So well done, Blue. Well done on winning on winning the tournament, first ever one. And thank you all for participating. You've been absolutely awesome. Mike saying he wants to put a poll on the channel. Do it, mate. Do it. Okay. Thank you all. Cheerio and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. Oh, and up the county.